Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, in this video, I will present an article entitled EFL Extensive Reading Instruction, Research and Procedure, which is the assignment of the extensive reading class with Dr. Erni S.Pd M.Hum. Before that, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. First of all, I want to introduce about extensive reading. This has been the mainstay of L1 reading instruction in the United States, and ESL or EFL reading textbooks with words like skills or strategies in their title are now common. Whatever problems there might be with intensive reading and skills building as procedure for teaching reading, they represent the mainstream of FL, ESL, or EFL reading instruction today. The extensive reading procedure, on the other hand, while often used, has attracted comparatively little research interest. As a result, we know little about either its pedagogical aspect or its effectively. Next, about the extensive reading procedure, which is divided into two parts, namely background to extensive reading and definition of extensive reading. Okay, the first is background to extensive reading. There is a large body of research on L1 extensive reading called pleasure reading, sustained silent reading, or uninterrupted sustained silent reading. The second is definition of extensive reading. Our working definition of extensive reading as a language teaching or learning procedure is that it's reading A. of large quantities of material or long text, B. for global or general understanding, C. with the intention of obtaining pleasure from the text. Okay, next about issues in extensive reading, which is also divided into two parts, namely graded readers and transfer of L1 ability. Okay, the first is graded readers. Lautamati 1978 says that we can use graded readers because the reading process relies on a selective use of all possible levels of the text and is based on the maximum use of minimum clues. So, it is only by giving the student material containing all the features naturally occurring in informative texts that we can make it possible for them to learn to take advantage of this. Okay, the second is transfer of L1 ability. So far, the only explanation of why extensive reading is effective is that it replicates the process by which we learn to read in our native language, that is, prolonged practice or learning to read by reading. If so, then an understanding of how and how much L1 reading ability transfer to L2 will help us build a model of extensive reading. The next topic is the extensive reading procedure in practice. Okay, Richards and Rogers, 1988, define procedure as the technique, practice, and activities that operate in teaching and learning a language according to a particular method. The extensive reading procedure in practice is divided into three discussions, namely technique and tactics, exercise and practice activities, and resources. Okay, the first is techniques and tactics. The teacher's role in the extensive reading procedure is to encourage and help the students with their reading by conferences during or after class time, and by checking and commenting on written summaries that students do of the reading. Okay, the second is exercise and practice activity. The student's main task is reading, but writing summaries is valuable not only to provide a means for teachers to check comprehension, but because the writing of summaries improves comprehension. Okay, the third is resources. The emphasis in extensive reading is on quantity, so some standard unit of amount is useful for students to measure their own progress, and for the teachers to compare students and to assign grades.